wait, just checking. I think you can hear me. I think you can hear me. Alright, I'll make some changes. I wonder why I always hear like it is buzzing. What was that? The hell did I do? Let me get it on my phone and there we go. There we go. So, we're playing the Bedtime Interlude Story quest. I also said we maybe do more because, well, I have done many quests, to put it this way. There are a lot. I think I haven't done any story quests in Genshin, like the one you.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Fuck off. I haven't done any story quest. I've unlocked most of the ones I can unlock, but I have, I think, played none. At least none through. Like, sometimes I accidentally activate ones with Venti. Like, I forgot I have it activated, and I don't even know. I wanted to say something to, I think it was Flora. And suddenly, like, there was a quest and I was like, what? Oh, right, I have his quest activated. I played his quest on my other account, same as Jean's. Yeah, I have all keys unlocked. Let me unlock the ones I have freshly unlocked here, like Linny's. I cannot pay for more. Right, no. Yeah, let's go here. No, it's here where you can, I think, buy it. I am not playing his hangout. No, I can unlock another one. Let's go with Sayu. I will not play Sayu's hangout yet. Now into... Wee! Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Hello.
Here we go. Ha!
Anyway, I think it was yeah, a bedtime story. It's an interlude and wait, you have to go to the map. You can also see it here, like Dane's live. Us two. It's in Samaru. Interesting. You know what? Maybe I should edit them. 1 second.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Let me then change it to Samaru.
Oh.
The thumbnail. There we go.
Or not.
It should be non-scenario. Let me check on my account. Yes. I have talked about, no, let's get the music on too. I have talked about the newest update that they'll bring out, the 5.7, and what I think about the story-wise, too. When it comes to characters, I've already talked about, like with my sister, a sibling. Since we both want similar characters, I will pull for Dahlia. And I think Skirk, because I think she has a very interesting playstyle. I'm not a meta player. If I was a meta player, I wouldn't main Venti. And I wouldn't have skipped so many meta characters just to get Venti. Hello, Catherine. My team is shit, by the way.
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
Oh, really? This quest will also be completely voiced, so I do not have to strain my voice as much.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
Damn, I think it's, is that real Catherine now? Is that Nahida again? Which Archon do you need us to deal with today? No Archon.
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting.
Yeah, we're like probably the most proficient adventurers. So we'd expect a lot of high ranking commissions to go away, which probably canonically is the case. But I think it might be, again, there's the stuff in the quest. What I know about Bedtime story is that it has to do with her twin, the Loom of Fate, and that we see Carrie Bear what he looked like as a human. Somewhat. Those are the only 3 ones, and I know that it's a sad quest. But I'm surprisingly really not that much informed, I think. And based on that thing, and because we see already Dainslift, and I'm guessing that Dainslift specifically asked
All
for
it
us.
asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Never mind. But what missing person?
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago.
Why?
It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers.
Oh. Okay.
With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Hello. Wait, it's been years. Okay, that's our first canon confirmation how long we've been in Tevat. Or more, how long it's been since we went from the beach in Mondstadt, since we started walking. We don't know how long we've been to the beach of Mondstadt. We just know we've met Paimon at that point 2 months prior. And then we started adventuring, and that was the first time people known about us. Which is still confusing, like how the fuck are we not in Uransol if people know about our existence? It's just a little confusing me. I know we weren't born in this world, but if there are records of our twin, since he lived in Conria, shouldn't there be records of us in Uransol? Simply because we've lived here?
Well, that's us for sure.
Father will get you everywhere with Paimon, but I can't guarantee we'll be able to complete it either.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot.
I've also heard some people say they're suspicious about Catherine simply because she's of Snitch 9 descent and likely made by a Sandrone. which is, I don't know which number she is, but she's one of the Fatui Harbingers. But I think people are misunderstanding something, because even without like Sandra in the picture, people would be suspicious of her simply because she's Snare 9. And that's just like, you don't have to be suspicious of people because of where they're from. Like, Snare 9 is just a nation. Then again, Inazuma people are pretty racist. That's canon. But like, I don't give a shit if you're from Snare 9. It's a lot of a different story if you're Fatui or Snare 9. And even with Fatui, it's pretty different. In Fontaine and in Netherlands, the Fatui were our help. Without the Fatui, the nation would have collapsed. Without, like, Arakino, we wouldn't have known that Farina wasn't the Archon, that she wasn't, in fact, even a god. Because she told us. And Netherlands, it's undeniable that, yeah, you can't even deny the captain was the reason, part of the reasons why Netherlands was saved. And I like that the people of Netherlands are also, like, saying, yeah, that's what happened.
If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Who is the commissioner, by the way?
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
I swear to God if it's Dansler.
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara village.
Never mind.
They say one of their own villagers has gone missing.
Vimara village is, I think, where the Aranara quest started. I have started on this account simply because I have Dendro sigils that I wanted to, you know, have pay, like, offer, I had to think of the word, to get rewards. I have to continue that quest too, simply because I've heard there's a lot of lore in there. What do you remember the last time? It's a strain on my voice. All these voices, and all these places, and all these pronunciations.
But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide information about his general appearance.
We know it's a guy, it appears. That's also something I like about Genshin, by the way, that they actually have gender-neutral terms in their regular speech. They're not like my teacher does it too, like he or she, just say they. It's simple as that. And I like that Genshin does implement that, so that's indeed a guy.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name?
Yeah.
If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager doesn't exist at all. Could it be some sort of a prank or something?
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere. It certainly didn't seem like a joke to them.
But how did they know of his existence, but not his name?
Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out.
True, that
In
would be
any
a little
case,
strange.
it would probably be best to go to Vimara village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would be far more reliable. The best way to avoid misdirection is to go to the source.
All right then, let's go! I'm starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
It can't be our brother, because that's been 500 years, and I doubt a commission can last that long. Otherwise, Catherine would have mentioned it. Yeah, I don't remember what she was called, but there was this NPC. Ooh, I never got this viewpoint. Oh, that's pretty. Village by the river.
We made it to Vimara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy?
Yo!
If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, We're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
We got practice from Fontaine to do this.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business in this area.
Do you live here?
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here in Vermara Village.
Ah, so you're here about that then. Ah, you're not the first, that's for sure. We've certainly made a lot of trouble for you all.
Oh, don't worry. If anyone can find them, it's us.
To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their efforts. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
Unknown. I'm telling you, they don't know any of this.
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, guess you are really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions.
So those 3 questions are no-go then. Is there anything you could tell
I know
us?
it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know? We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone by now.
Is it Caribert? I do have the general appearance of Caribert in my mind.
At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
Alright, specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort of person, always willing to lend a helping hand.
Is it Caribert?
I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression on you.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise.
Yeah.
There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day. I just hope nothing bad happened.
I'm still... I'm pretty sure it's Caribert. It would be like... Damn. That would be upsetting. Like, having no spoilers of the quest besides, like, 2 or 3 specifics, and those 2 or 3 specifics
Could he have just
being this
moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village, there's no way he would have been able to manage that.
Huh. Alright, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
You didn't ask about the appearance. Hello. Let me see.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Shut up, Venti. Wee. Hello. Aren't you the village chief? I think.
It's that guests I hear.
Yeah.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
If it's Caribert, then I have to disappoint. We will not be able to return him. Simply because he's dead.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly or play with the orphans in the village. And whenever
Very sweet.
someone had something
Very
on
sweet
their
guy.
mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village
Like an
chief,
angel
I owe him many thanks. Helping
Yeah.
villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities. But he was often the one rising to the occasion.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much. But, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
Nope, probably not.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
Pretty sure because these informations didn't exist because he wasn't.
Ah, it's okay. There's no need to force
real
yourself to try and
person, you could
remember.
say.
We'll figure something out.
Like he was real but not there. In a way. It was just his memory, if it's Caribbear.
Well, Traveler, what do you think?
There's probably more to his case than meets the eye. A lot of things are not
I
adding
don't think
up.
so too. Like, the name thing. It's so weird that no one remembers his name. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something.
He's someone who only exists in people's memories.
Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with?
Yeah.
Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
Could be like what happened with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, like some sort of mass alteration of people's memories. But the person is still there, that's the point. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is not in anyone's memories whatsoever, but her deeds are. I mean, okay, his deeds are also the one thing people remember, but people remember the person being there.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara Village Commission?
Yes.
Yep,
You are?
sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I
I'm
know.
so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager. I'm begging you. You have to find him.
We'll certainly try our
Yeah,
best.
no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing villager? Are there any leads you can give us?
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
Okay, let's follow Tossa. Yeah, let's go over here. Hello. We're going to wherever she wants to lead us. Is it? It's not at the main ride. I don't think so. Was that what? Was there something in the tree? Yeah, there is something.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
There's someone up
Yep.
the tree.
I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit there for hours at a time, never realizing how long it had been.
Are you friends or more?
I was actually adopted by the people of Vamara Village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively. Still, there were times when I couldn't help but feel incredibly alone.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to or if I should say anything at all. Everyone has
know,
their own
this feels
problems to deal
like-
with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden.
I think I get what you mean.
Really? You know exactly how I feel?
I used to have someone like that, a family member that I could talk to no matter what. But now I have a lot of friends who understand me and would be happy to hear me out. Oh, we're talking about Ether.
Aww.
And Paimon, of course.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well, I guess you could say that to me. He felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand me.
I feel like that's supposed to be a Tossa, and that's supposed to be the guy. And I'm pretty sure that's actually Karibea.
No matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him.
Yo, there's Nara Nara.
He was so thoughtful and pure, and patient too. Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him.
You can confide to us if you make
No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow. You two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore.
It leans all towards it being actually Karibea. Fuck. Because, well, his parents aren't there anymore. His mother died during the cataclysm, and his father actually died. That's all we know. We're still not sure how the fuck he evaded the curse of immortality, because when it was said that he died, I was like, oh yeah, of course it's been 500 years, but then again, wait, I was like, wait, he has the curse of immortality, how did he die?
I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Passed away, but yeah.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help.
Don't say that, you helped us understand it
The
better.
last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together.
Aww.
Huh, come to think of it, every time we talked it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Because it was never really there.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler?
It was always the same time of day, and time never seemed to pass. Based on what we've learned, is definitely not a regular missing persons case. Again, when time is mentioned, I will think about Easter off immediately. Has Easter off something to do with it? What Atasa just told us about time could be the key to unraveling this whole mystery. Ah!
Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange?
It appears like they're fighting each other. Hey! There's an Pyrabyss mage.
The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this?
I don't think so, not entirely. The Abyss Order is actually one of the few factions we know that do not have pretty good intentions about the world. Yes, our brother's the leader, but still, their actions do not speak for positive things. To put it this way. Do we have to fight you? Atasa.
Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
I forgot we can't. I was about to say, like, I realized this is a really bad
Truth repeats its course.
team.
Time for takeoff.
So, one with the force. Let's nip that in the bud.
Brace yourselves.
What do you? Are you fucking kidding me?
Let's light it up. Dare to mess with me? Think you can get away? Wouldn't gliding be fast? Yahoo!
And Shroud. Yeah. I'll uproot you.
I'm going in. Have fun with this gift. Brace yourselves. Yeah. Let's play.
I was about to say, please don't have another face.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
Ran, probably.
It was no
You've run,
trouble.
probably. The question we should be asking now is, what is the Abyss Order doing around here?
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vilmara village have been a lot more active lately.
I have a feeling this will be very lore heavy. But then again, it's a Dainsleif quest. Of course it's lore heavy. Despite knowing that it's probably Caribbear, I'm still confused.
They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around the village anymore.
It's worse seemingly than with the case of, like the Aranara. With I mean, there's not many withering zones anymore. I cleared any that I see, to be fair.
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved.
Likely. Ooh, there's a point. I don't think I can do
Well,
anything but
we should head back and check out the situation in Vilmara village just in case. If the Abyss Order is plotting something that could spell trouble for the villagers.
I'm not sure if the Abyss Order has something to do with the village in itself. Oh, we're just getting teleported? Damn it.
Wait a second. The person... It's Dainsleif!
That's how we meet? Yo! I thought you were about to attack us.
Ah, it's you two.
Oh,
Hello.
a friend of yours?
You could say that.
Well,
Acquaintance.
I'll leave you all to it
Acquaintance.
then. I should head back to the village and check up on Chief Amadea and the others anyway. Well, see you later.
I have a feeling we will see each other again, Atosa.
Yep, see you later, Atosa!
Atosa, okay. Not Atosa. Atosa.
Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
I mean, he was not even turned to us, Paimon. That being said, I have a feeling that a new Archon quest, which is another Dainsleif quest, he will pop up again. Just out of nowhere. He has a talent to do so.
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Actually, it was totally an accident. We didn't even know the Abyss Order was involved in this case.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Yeah, I think those were villagers,
Naturally.
possibly.
Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose?
We're also on their tail, but I'll admit we ran into them on accident. Yeah, we're just looking for the missing person.
No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place.
More like what's happening. Oh, that's a chasm.
The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse, their plan could already be in motion.
Please don't hurt anyone in the
So
village.
you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilly trail activity in the area?
Villagers aren't entirely Abyss Order because, how do I explain this? While they would be by rule part of the Abyss Order since they're were once Convians, they lack the capacity to really understand most things. Most of the time. In other words, most of them are pretty stupid.
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilichurl activity is merely a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to accomplish.
Whatever
Still,
it is.
the hilichurl activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while and protect the village, don't you think?
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy.
Well, let's see what more we can plan for the villages. And after that, you also owe us many answers.
And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk.
You return to Bimara Village to get intel based on what you've learned. You question whether this sky goes dark. Why is text always so fucking quick? Moon! That's the moon!
Ah. So that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara Village.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I have a new theory. Because I know this quest has something to do with the Loom of Fate, and I know the next quest has a lot to do with the Loom of Fate. Likely what Lumine is holding in the trailer. Which in our case would be Ether, since he's the Abyss Twin. And now we see the moon again. Has the Loom of Fate something to do with the moon? The moon is always very important in Genshin. I mean, someone also brought to mention that Mondstadt literally means Moon City, and I can second that. It's true. Moon means Mond in German, and city means Stadt. Mondstadt means Moon City.
Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity, and that is certainly not much to go off of.
Yeah, it's not. Well then, how about the intel you promised me?
Right! That mysterious voice she heard in her brother's memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is he?
Probably a
Traveler,
sinner.
let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
In a matter of... I want to have faith in him.
I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened.
Which is exactly what the twin is trying to show us in the new quest.
There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation. His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary.
Pretty sure that is one of the 5 sinners of Conria. I need a pen. I take this pencil. That is a difficult name. So we have Serdalogi, Rheindater, and now Vedrfolnir. I probably butchered that name so much. I didn't know about Serdalogi, by the way, before the questline. Not the questline, the stream. Those are the 3 names we have so far, of the three of the 5 sinners. I wouldn't be surprised if that one's alive too, because Serdalogi is alive, Reiner is alive, and if Vedrfolnir is alive too, I have to rewrite the name. That looks wrong. Then indeed, I must say, Celestia, you fucked up. You just decided to destroy Conria for the sinner's actions, and it failed to kill the sinners.
I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
What really happened in Conria back then?
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Canria.
I swear to God, if you mention the other 2.
The wise, Roptatir. The visionary, Vedderfolnir. Gold, Rhindaughter. The foul, Sertologi. And Rehir of Solnari, Rerir.
That is a German word. Rächer, which means revenger, you could say. Okay, I'll write all these names now down, because I noticed that the gold wasn't one with the. Why are all these names so difficult? It takes some time, I'm sorry. I misspelled it. And it was an English word. Not even German, it was English. The other name I wrote wrong too. Gold, the Rhindaughter. The foul Sertologi. And Rächer of Solnari. It would have made more sense if it was 7 though. Like 1 for each nation basically, and 1 for each thing, you could say. It confuses me why there is a German word in there. Like, that means revenger. Rächer.
No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
I mean, I must say, Dainsleif, I don't know how strong you are, but there's no way, I doubt there is any way you could defeat Rhindaughter at this point. Nor Sertologi. Because by the trailer we know that he's basically become one with the all-devouring narwhal, which is basically a form of the Cinder. I don't know if he's officially one. Would be pretty strange. But he's not from this world, so you could also say that that's a Cinder. And he ate the primordial sea. Yeah. And Rhindaughter, she's now one with the ruler of life. We had someone from Conria who challenged one of the Shades, but ultimately he didn't win. He didn't actually fight her. He just opened the paradox and threatened her with that.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master.
Yeah.
And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedderfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clothar to create the Abyss Order was him.
Somehow everything is connected. If that's true, then the stone slates we found in the ruin of Fontaine, the ones that outlined Fontaine's prophecy, was likely Vedvolners are doing as well.
They were once people of great esteem in Canria. Those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. The 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world.
Okay, 1. Somehow Dainsleif is one of them, but he wasn't a sinner. And who the fuck is the Winster King? And rock the foundations of this world. Likely that means that he's connected to the truth of this world. I'm writing this down too. But if they were trying to stop it, that means they didn't. Is the Vincer King possibly the primordial one?
Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power.
Yes. I need some papers because I'm pretty sure I will have to write some. Oh, that's a lot. Anyway, I just have these really small pieces of paper to write things down. Again, I doubt you could personally take revenge on them, just because they're way too powerful for you.
And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy. And for that, they shall never have my forgiveness.
And then my sibling came into contact with your brother.
Indeed. If they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world.
It must be hard to talk about all this, but thank you for telling me.
Of course. As I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
I'm pretty sure the truth of this world is strongly connected to the Abyss.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osile and make a god or something?
Oh right, I forgot. Asylum was like a big part of that plan. Osile is still not dead. That's the point. He basically he was buried all the seas ago, then came back because of a child's actions and was buried again. He's still alive, just there. I wonder if it becomes relevant again.
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment.
What if it Asile is currently under the waves and no one is not really, checking on him, you could say. What if the Abyss is currently in the process of, also corrupting him?
The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, They've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward.
Are you
There are
serious?
many signs pointing to that effect.
Then what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Yes,
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Truth of this world might also be connected to Daos. Specifically because the ley lines are like the roots of Irminsul. On further context, I think Truth of this world is connected to Irminsul and the Abyss. I already said my theory what the Truth of this world might be in my community tab.
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable.
Are they unstable here? Let's check the ley lines
My
here.
recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
No wonder we figured out that his sibling was in fucking Netherlands. The ley lines are fucked up. And one of the things that flows through the ley lines are memories.
Wait! Then our commission here in Vamara Village. The person who seems to exist only in people's memories. Could it be connected?
Memories, ley lines, Loom of Fate. The missing person doesn't seem to exist. What's the connection between all this?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
It's
Well,
almost
if
like
we're
the...
teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow.
Just gonna skip to the day.
Oh, so tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated stuff.
I didn't sleep well either.
Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today.
Okay. Before we'll do that, I want to do something else, and that is go to the point again where we were earlier. Because, sorry.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Because I saw a... Hey, there's a centerpiece. Hello. Yes, there's Nora Nora. There's also that thing over there. Material connecting Arnara. Hello. Golden Nara, can you give Arnara a Viparius and a Satan Peach too? Sure. Hey, Golden Nara, pick these. Thank you. Thank you, Nara. It's time for me to go. May Aramuhu Kunda watch over Nara. Ui. Thank you. And there's this thing over there. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Here we go. Brace yourselves.
Okay. I'm gonna go over there because I saw something over there. What an explanation. What's this? I don't know if I know this into this. I do not. Okay. Right, let's get to doing stuff. villager that's been hanging out. You do you. I'm afraid. Alright, let's go back to the quest. Whee! Oh, you're almost dead. I mean, I was exaggerating, but still.
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here?
I'm not sure he's zoning out. Or is he
Did
upset about his
something
brother?
happen?
What's wrong, Dane?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
Oh, young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before.
Oh,
Memories of him.
Maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday and you had a weird dream or something?
or it's because he's been here for a prolonged amount of time. How long? We have been here for a day. We might not get them because we're not connected to the ley lines. Basically, the ley lines don't even know our existence. Paimon might have received them too
No.
at some point.
It wasn't a dream. They're memories. Memories that suddenly appeared in my mind after I woke up. And I'm certain I've never met this person before.
Well, what exactly did you
I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
Huh?
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then.
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
How's it even
Wait
possible?
then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too? Maybe they never knew him at all.
Or else it's not implanting memories, but changing the fucking past.
But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That is not real.
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way.
What if that memory is
Your
real?
concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on our part. Come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our possession.
And Dad is
Oh,
telling
so
them
you're going to take us to where you hid it?
But what if someone follows us? If we go straight there and someone is on our tail, aren't we just exposing the eye's location? Maybe that's the reason the Abyss Order implanted memories in the first place, to force the Dane to confirm the eye's location. Given what I know of him, though, I'm sure Dane already thought of that possibility. It seems like he might already have a plan. Lead the way, Dane.
Of course.
You actually had it in Sumeru? Oh, there's Sealy. That's very close to where the Carry Back quest was, if I'm correct. Oh, there's some. I have 3 bow characters on my team. I currently realized. Some way down here. Wee. Admit. A good regular harassment, not. I see a bit.
So you hid it way out here?
No,
Not
what?
an easy place
Not
to
sure.
discover, that's for sure. Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Alright.
Traveler, wait.
Are you alright?
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
What was Dane going to tell me just now?
Hey, wait up!
You can fly, Paimon. And we weren't running. Okay.
Sooner we're done, the better.
I'm gonna change for Rosaria. I know it says Pyro and Electro, but I do not. Yeah, it does not. Listen, I'm trying to pull for Yai.
Off we
Or more Miko, her name's Miko. I was playing early in the morning, leave me alone. Yeah, okay, no. No way. Oh no! My internet! Okay, it's back. This is actually a very pretty place. I wonder if it has connections to Conria. The music here is also very pretty. Wait. Three, four. Here are 4 statues. Of humans, I believe. But the top part of each of them is missing. It's broken off. Perhaps this might come very far-fetched, but maybe this represents the four of the 5 sinners, and specifically the one who isn't shown is Better Fulner, for he's the visionary. Like, he has to do with eyes and seeing, and these 4, the other 4, do not have that connection. That's just an incredibly random guess. There's again. Thought for a second, but
Let's play!
whoops.
Judgment! Here we go! Ha! Too late for regrets! Time for takeoff!
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Okay. No idea what it means. Honestly. There's a gap in the floor. Whee. Also, I pulled Rosaria a while back. On Send a Banner, I believe. Ooh, there's a chest. Nice. Okay. Did you just hide the entire field tiller here? No, I don't doubt so. Yo, come in my direction, please.
Yeah! Yeah! Let's play! We'll see about that!
You didn't even need to do reverse.
Here we go!
New to you, I guess. Check it again. Oh, what is this? Stupid thing. And door full of a lamp. 3. 3 of these. There's an...
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism.
Rotate device.
Ah, the door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
This is all very interesting. God, I have... Damn, my head just... Damn. I got a headache real quick right there. Because I just keep thinking, what does this have to do with the lore? Okay, let's go around. Again. 1, 2, 3. Wait, no. There's a few missing. But if we take just these ones. There's this one, this one, this one, and there's a ruin here. And of course the one in the middle. I'm thinking lore-wise, because why is that specifically a ruin where a statue should be? I'm guessing that's, again, I'm very certain that it has to do with the 5 sinners. Huh.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
Let us. Hello.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Hello.
Dare to mess with me? Let's play!
Teamwork is dreamwork! You can't run! Punishment!
We'll see about that.
Here we go! Yeah! Huh?
Bitch.
Huh? Too late for Yahoo! Let's light it up!
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Huh? I'm going in! Let's light it up!
Think you can get away? Let's play!
Bitch. Come on.
Off we go!
Never mind.
Why do they never miss?
Fuck off.
Let's light it up! Gears of the storm! Here we go! Huh? Let's light it up!
Bitch.
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted to follow us here.
Yeah.
Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see...
Is it a curse?
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the Abyss.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't feel it.
We're not even connected.
You
to
too.
the other ones.
Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place.
Leave you here on your own? Will you
The
be
Abyss
alright?
Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing villager. Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
Alright. We're just casually walking. Dane does have a point, but something feels off. What am I missing? That's your brother, ain't it? The big statue. Or is that... No, I doubt it. It's Ether. They're making a point of hiding. It's Ether, for fuck's sake. But you're surrounded by the Abyss.
I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
Or you just teleport here, that's why it was like this.
You risked your safety, and that of the Eye.
Also, how come you still have your sword? The white. Indicating that he still has
That's
the power.
quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
Indeed.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone.
Okay, Dane must be incredibly strong then.
I know you must have a lot to say. But if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
I don't know if Ether is the real one or a copy, because that was also a theory of mine that he's a copy created by Kanria. Nevertheless, he should have the same memories as the real Ether. And his fighting capabilities. So that's... Even he's like surprised at that. Fine, let's fight. Lumina ain't gonna be happy.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on.
There's butterflies. These white butterflies.
Look at those hilichurls over there.
They seem strangely calm.
Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they so calm all of a sudden?
It has something to do with these butterflies. Wait, I hear something. I heard water. Apparently.
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was
It
that
was
sound
someone's
just now?
voice.
It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be comforting the hilichurls in some way? Oh, this is weird. Let's check if this is happening anywhere else.
I'm gonna leave you with these. The butterflies! It's definitely these butterflies.
Looks like the same thing is happening over here too. The hilichurls are calm.
Was the Abyss Order simply watching the villagers investigating?
You see, we're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
It's that voice again. Yeah, we're going to these.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered, softly, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people."
It's Caribbear, probably.
When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more.
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the Hilichurls have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should head back to Vimara Village before it's too late.
World or narration. Talk to Ahmad here. I hope I pronounced that.
Off we go!
God. I think Caribbear is like the complete opposite of what's his name? Clother. Like the complete opposite.
Grandpa Medea, is everyone alright? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Wait. I forgot her name again. Wasn't she the one who was like...
Thank you for your concern. But as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
What missing villager?
Someone's gone missing, you say? Who would that be?
There it is. I was like, what missing villager?
Huh?
Things just got even more complicated.
You know, the young guy from Vimara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. You posted a commission with the Sumeru Adventurers Guild. That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your missing persons commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you too much. I'm sure it's just my age making me forgetful again.
No.
At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you're referring to. Perhaps you should try asking someone else.
But how is that? All right. Thanks for your help, Grandpa Amadea.
No one will remember him.
Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadea about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again?
We should check in with others first.
You're
But
right.
it's...
We should narrow down the possibilities first. Let's go ask someone else then.
But no one will remember. Where is that guy? There. Baram.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Huh.
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really? You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing?
How, do you know where he went?
Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
I know where they are.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
I doubt return to the past would be that simple. Given everything Dane mentioned about the disturbances with the ley lines, I'd say it's far more likely that it's related to memories in some way. I need to think carefully. What's really going on?
If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Perhaps.
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, no one remembers him. Because there's been a change in people's memories.
No, exactly. I think he's there. This does.
If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared.
No. I think we're in someone's memories.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory.
Yeah.
Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all.
If we're really in someone's memory, then this is our chance to find him. That's what they meant.
If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf.
Are those Dane's memories?
Like, didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone?
Right?
Where should we go look for him? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is.
Let's go through what we know so
Good
far.
idea. That'll help us narrow things down. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to...
implant memories into the minds of others.
Right! That! Could we try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Perfect process. There's no way new memories could be blended in with the old ones. There has to be some kind of tell. Time does not pass within false memories.
If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion.
False memories are easily forgotten.
There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind. Perhaps
Whoops.
all the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village. But I'm still not sure if they're restricted to this location.
I think maybe that.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's
True.
the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
If we consider this in conjunction with what we already know, then the question of whose memories is seems to have an obvious answer. Atassa.
The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
I'm gonna see what the others said, just to hear.
Daneslip had memories implanted into his mind. Could it be that it's happened more than once?
Amadea.
We thought Chief Amadea forgot about the missing villager. But it turns out, We're at a moment in time before the village issued the commission.
What I'd say is a Tosa.
Oh, right! That's exactly what a Tosa described!
Indeed.
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely a Tosa's memory.
Let's go to the
Yeah,
tree.
that's where they'll be.
Yeah, pretty likely. Whee!
Adventure time!
Final funny, still no one can remember his name.
There's no rush.
Fuck off. There's no rush. Well, there's sort is. Again. There's something in the tree. And a Tosa and...
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share?
No.
It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
Yeah. My suspicion was correct. It's Kari Bear.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman.
If it wasn't obvious by, like... It's pretty obvious already that he's Carmian based on his outfit and his eyes.
You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Hello? Finally found him, but why does he look kind of familiar?
Oh, right. This version of a Tosa hasn't met us yet.
Yeah.
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me.
He's very well aware. By the way he talks, he already figured it out.
So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk to you some other time.
I feel so bad for Tosa. It's not his fault, though. It's no one's fault, really. She's just very lonely.
It's nice to
Hello.
see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
You're... Kari Bear. Factoring in the memories, the abyss or the lunar fate and everything else, I need to think of one person and connect all of this together. The visionary, you better follow.
Dane's brother. One of the 5 sinners of Conria. The one who stole the power of the Abyss.
One of them. Closer Alberic.
The founder of the Abyss Order. The man who broke the curse of immortality.
And last but not least, Kari Bear Alberic.
Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom of Fate.
Submit conclusion.
You're... Kari Bear Alberic.
I did not think that Traveler would speak like this.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before.
It's interesting how he knows us, but doesn't realize how we know him.
Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw... the me from back then.
Don't look so suspicious. It's very obvious he has nothing to do with the Abyss Order, or more, the Abyss Order uses him, you could say, but he is not. I doubt he had any way to be like consenting to this. But if it was you from back then, that means. Wait. How? Because you're obviously an adult. You're in your early 20s. Carrie Bear in the memory was a child, and he was already turned into a monster, which means you must have undone both curses. Like the curse of immortality and the one who turns you into a hilichurl. How did he do it?
This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her, but I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
Whee! Can someone translate this? Hello? I can Google what it means in worst case scenario. God, this place is gorgeous. Taking immediately a screenshot. The proof of existence. I realize you did not bring this is definitely in the top 10 of prettiest places. The butterflies again. Prettiest places in Genshin. Definitely. Paimon's also not here. Yeah. What is this place?
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. As you well know.
Yeah, we saw your death, but it's strange. This entire thing is strange. You look quite exhausted.
It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this. And now, the time has finally arrived.
I like this, but I like this Albrecht more than Closer. Way more. This is a rare opportunity for me as well. I should try to learn as much information from Carrie Bear as I can. What exactly happened to you?
Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate.
This is actually so sad if you think about it. Because it appears that Carrie Bear, after all these years, has been trying to do the exact opposite of that.
But despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the loom of fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction.
Yeah, look at this place. Look at what he's done in the real world. It sounds more like he's doing the exact opposite of what they've been planning. That's what the activities are in the area. They're using him to construct it at the moment.
In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the loom of fate.
Caribert is dead. That's why he no longer exists outside of people's memories. Didn't make sense why he's an adult.
As for your question, the loom of fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
Weaving ley
In its
lines?
primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But, as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own.
Ethan, what are you doing? What are you doing? The further this advances, at this moment, if things of the past has changed, the future isn't affected. But the further it goes, the further it will affect it. The further you don't know what will happen. What is Ether trying to do?
Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
So that was the source of your ability to implant memories?
Yes. I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
So the memories that suddenly appeared in Dane's mind play to cover to have finished the Loom of Fate. The memory Dane gave the heart, this thing to Caribert. I forgot what it's called. The Eye of the First Field Teller, that was it. Perhaps there was some truth to it. That it actually happened. In a way to hide it better, but it might be far-fetched. That makes sense, but I'm still lost as to why he went so far as to introduce himself to all the residents of Vimara village. But why did you implant memories of yourself in the people of Vimara
that.
village?
I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world.
You did. You did.
As if I had a chance at life.
Yeah. You never turned out. You never became an adult. You died as a child. That's why I never would have guessed. But is there any kind of meaning to this? Does only existing people's memories really count as living?
I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me.
You became the opposite of your father. People enjoy your presence. You're very well liked.
Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa.
Those figures are the ones in the tree.
What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life.
It's not selfish. Atosa and Kari.
Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid.
No one could understand.
After all, my life ended a long time ago.
It's not quite sure when it all happened. After all, I guess around 400 years ago, because at that point it was maybe a little more. Because at that point the curses were already known, and yeah, when he died.
Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
In the end, all this all stems from the tragedy that occurred in Kenya back then. You know, everyone is looking for you.
But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible for me.
As I understand it, even though you only appeared in their memories, your existence was a great comfort for them. They all believed you once lived along with them.
I know.
What a little smile. You know, well, now that I've found you, let's continue this conversation some other time. Dane might still need my help.
Captain Dainsleif? Twilight Sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end.
Settled?
Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The loom of fate has already been completed.
What? The loom of fate is already complete. That means the eye of the first field tiller must have fallen into the hands of the abyss. Could something have happened to Dane?
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he?
Excuse me, what? Inside. I'm trying to comprehend that right now. We saw how big a field tiller's eye is. How does that fit? Huh? Like, huh? Like, how? When, wait, what? Carrying things inside you sounds like something either of, like, with, Capital, where it's, like, extreme technology, where it was possible, and even then, it wasn't physical things. How the fuck did Dainsleif manage to do that? Otherwise, the only thing I could imagine were, like, gods. Like, they carry their nose in their chests. If they have one. How the fuck does Dane... How?
His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the Eye in order to have the chance to confront the Prince. He would then hand the Eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the Eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
But Dane never handed me the
That's
eye.
right. Because in his mind, he had given it to you already.
That's why he's the sunburst. Ugh! why are you so sure that he's safe? I mean, they must... Wait, does that mean he gave Dane a false... Wait, you gave it? You made him
Before
think
you
that
two
when?
entered that false location.
Traveler, wait.
Yeah.
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
So when Dane froze up back then, it was because a false memory was implanted in his mind. No wonder.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye.
But why?
Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye.
Are all my thoughts about you different? So Dane had the eye this whole time until the Abyssar took it away. I'm not sure there's anything we could have done. Now that the Loom of Fate is complete, where are you planning to...
I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you. But I truly have no idea what the Prince is planning.
But why? What is so...
Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved.
Your
You
goal?
remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory. After he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish. To comfort me, my father told me a story, that this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster.
Yeah, we remember
That story managed to dispel my fears, even if just for a moment. My goal was simple: to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest, to implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls.
Oh, God.
In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But
God.
more than anything, it was the story of us.
So the thing that caused the villagers to calm down back then was Caribear's story. So that was his goal. That was the only thing he wanted. He had a device as powerful as the Loom of Fate at his disposal, and all he wanted to do with it was to offer the villagers a moment of comfort and peace.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer.
I think it was very meaningful.
All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time.
That means you know how truly.
But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
That's the rhyme of the quest.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time.
Is that actual memory?
Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation?
Okay, this last line of that just genuinely brought me to tears. Well,
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah, I almost can't believe it's real. The way you talk, I don't think this is a false memory.
That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean.
But according to Carberry, he's fine.
I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me.
Damn.
Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
And exactly what are you planning? What are you going to do with the Loom of Fate? I'm pretty sure he won't tell us.
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time.
Pretty sure time is irrelevant.
Before the heavenly principles awaken.
The heavenly principles are still asleep.
Yes. For 500 years now. Ever since the cataclysm in Conria, there's been no sign of activity.
That's why you're in Natlan. Because I'm pretty sure Ronova appearing was a sign that the heavenly principles are now awake.
Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne, yes?
Yes.
Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the heavenly principles situation.
Or perhaps they are awake. Perhaps they've been awake this whole time. Watching.
However, the heavenly principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be,
Really hate
or
the heavenly
what might
principles.
trigger it.
You really hate the heavenly principles, don't you? Who likes them? We have not met a single person who likes the heavenly principles.
You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist?
That's the point. Was it the abyss or the heavenly principles? Both, in a way.
Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the heavenly principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Lumine?
They're also the ones who separated us.
You're the only one in this world who calls me that.
this detail is so heavy. Instead of Traveler or the name we give them, it actually says Lumine for the first time.
There's so much I wanted to ask you. But for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now.
It's been so long. It's the first time we have a genuine conversation. A calm conversation since 500 years. The last time it was just pure shock, surprise, and questions upon questions. But this is a normal first time we talk to our twin.
There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
And that is exactly the question he probably
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end.
Is that... It was said, journey will begin again after the end of the... After the end of the journey will basically start again, which is similar to what basically is... The world is basically a big samsara, and that would be probably the samsara. Though it's unsure whether it's Tevat or the entire universe. That being said, the Sea of Flowers at the end. I mean, I just remembered there was also a sage in front of the Mondstadt also talks about the Sea of Dandelions. It would be funny if that was indeed what it is, but I think I know. It is. Oh, wait. Wait. I wonder if I've... One second. Do this. Can I, please? I want to show you what I mean. This picture. Can I just copy and paste it here? No, I can't. Okay, wait. Okay. Now let me add it here. So you know which picture I'm talking about. No. Should be here and here. This picture is the picture I'm referring to. There are two versions of this picture. I don't know when we see the other one, but there's this version in which we just see Lumine and Ether in a sea of flowers, and the other picture being Ether standing alone in a bunch of red. Could these two images be connected by being the end of one's journey and the beginning of the other? That is my thoughts.
Do you
right
remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together.
What about it?
You told me. You wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me?
Those are exactly the flowers, by the way, which are in Lumine's hair, which is the flower which grew in Conria. And only in Conria. Anywhere else, the flower would turn to stone.
Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean?
I miss you too, Lumine. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer,
You don't even know it.
I don't even know how to face myself sometimes. Let alone my own sister.
What's going on?
Without Caribert, this consciousness is based. Will that look funny? Oh no.
Well, how about
Oh no! I have to skip through it all again.
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that,
It's just.
perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
It's just. Such a sweet and painful moment. It
The
is.
loom of fate, huh? Before the heavenly
I will
principles
skip
awaken.
it through,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
For 500 years now. Ever since not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon such a flagrant disregard. However, you could say that. Just look at Caribert. Even as a hilly churl, he brought comfort to the... So ask yourself, of course, that's only...
I'm sorry, I have to skip through this.
Lumine?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that.
I wonder if Lumine and the Traveler are two different people, in a way. Because we're not controlling her right now. Suddenly it's she herself talking. As if the Traveler that we control and Lumine herself are two different
There's
entities.
so much I wanted to ask you. There's just... Why?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the... Do you remember? You told me to have a place... Well, would you think of that as a...
You mean?
I miss you too, Lumine. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek, I don't even know how... This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to... In fact, aside from our ability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Caribert gone, we won't be able to remember. Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
He said something at the end. Maybe I'm sorry. God. Lamine won't be able to remember anything. She won't even remember Carrie Bear in general.
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy. Oh,
What happened
Paimon
instead?
woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here. Oh, and Dane came by just now? It looked like he was injured.
Yeah.
He didn't say
obviously.
anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya.
He never changes, does he? I'm having trouble thinking straight right now.
Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Caribert. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened.
Caravan and I talked for a minute. He told me about the Loom of Fate. Wait, we still remember?
Really? What a score!
I guess our commission is complete then. The missing venture, the person we only exist in memories was Caravan all along. Now he's gone. I'm not sure how to explain things to the villagers.
Well, what happened after that?
I don't know. After that, I can't seem to remember. Maybe I'm just tired? I feel like something else happened, but why can't I remember? But it almost feels like I lost something. Yeah, in a way you lost your brother again.
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?
Hey, Baron.
Bayram? You sure seem
Bayram.
happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. It looked like quite a happy family, apparently.
Basically, that was the last memory Caravan implanted on them.
And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long.
So that's how Caravan said his goodbyes. That was the last memory he gave
Oh,
them.
and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner.
That is a name. Make sure you remember it this time.
Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is. And we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Please keep him in memory. He deserves to be remembered.
Seems like everyone thinks Kari Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now.
Caravan is gone, the Loom of Fate is now complete, and no one else will try to change the villagers' memories.
Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
I hope she has found someone to talk to.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
This is a painful quest. Why is it just a centerpiece?
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Wait! I think... It's still both... No, it's still both of them. I thought for a second that Akari Bear was missing. Atosa?
Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Not good!
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened to Kari Bear now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important.
I'm sure he wouldn't want you to forget him.
It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life. I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right?
You're right.
Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I?
Honestly, Atosa, it was kind of one-sided, to put it this way. I don't think it was really too both-sided. Because, well, that was still a
Otherwise,
child
why
in a
would he
way.
just leave like that without saying goodbye?
I'm sure he had his own reasons.
You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day.
He can't. As much as he wanted.
Anyway,
Still.
thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Kari Bear?
Right. What was it that happened? I can't remember. Huh. It feels like there's something in my pocket.
A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see.
You must get along with each other, the two of you. Who? How? I'm very confused. The existence of this picture shouldn't be there. But I'm pretty sure if we received one, that Ether did too. Holy shit. I'm at a loss for words at this quest. And I'm pretty sure that was the last Archon quest. Yes. We have no new ones until the next update. What is this? Oh. Right. I'm going to the Adventurers Guild to get my stuff. That was... I understand now why people said it was emotional.
Ad Astra Abyssos. Thank you for completing to Ad Astra Ab
And expeditions. Of course. I have played all our conquests, holy shit. There are no Archon quests that I haven't played.
Sure, I'll play you another two.
Shit. I know I should probably, you know, continue with the story quest, but like... I'm just at a loss for words. And it feels wrong to just start a random story quest after this.
But it'll cost you an apple.
So I think we'll just end it here. it just feels awkward to not start a story quest. I hope you enjoyed. If you watched this VOD, I think it's now called a VOD, since yeah, and a lot of people watched. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I don't know what else to say. I need time to process that. All of that. Bye.